Hi, readers. It's time for Big Book Summer. Hey, readers. I'm Lori, if you didn't know, and welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper. I am thrilled today because one of my dear BookTube friends is about to launch her program that she does every summer, and that is Big Book Summer. This is a readathon that Sue Jackson started a while ago, and she's just a wonderful human. So if you haven't been following Sue Jackson, I'm going to link her channel in the description box below. And this year for Big Book Summer, she has a co-host, and that's also my friend Melinda at A Web of Stories. And so I'm going to link her in the description box below too. Now, Big Book Summer starts next Friday, which you may not know what day that is based on when I'm filming this. So that's May 23rd. This is her 13th year doing Big Book Summer. She did it even before she had a channel. So the goal of Big Book Summer really is to read a big book. You only have to read one if you want. And a big book, the kind of qualification of that is a book that's 400 pages or more. And last December, I did a video at the end of the year about the big books that I wanted to read in 2025. And I've only read one of them so far, and it is almost June. So I am excited about Big Book Summer because I really need to make some progress on that. So I'm going to talk about some of the ones that I put in that video because it's been a while. So even if you've watched it before, you probably forgot what I chose. I forgot what I had chosen. I had to look back at the video yesterday to be able to remember what that was. So I have a couple that I did there in that video, and I actually have another couple because I really live by a pile of possibilities. So if I'm like sort of forced into reading something, sometimes I just don't want to. Or I might start one of these and think, yeah, no, it's not for me. Doubtful, but possible. So let's talk about what I'm going to read in Big Book Summer. So the first one I'm going to get to, if it's the only one I'm going to get to, it's this one. This is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. This was on my list in that video last December, and my friend Crystal actually purchased this for me. We did a book swap for our book club, and this is the one she sent me because she drew my name, and I've been delighted ever since. I do have this on my Nook. You probably saw that video if you've been watching my channel for a bit, but this one has been on my list to read pretty much since it came out, and that's a while ago. So it came out in 2012. Well, at least the paperback edition did. Maybe the hardcover came out even earlier than that. So this is about a guy named Jake, and a number of circumstances happen to Jake, and he meets someone he's never known fully before. And he is maybe going to be able to rewrite history and change the course of the assassination of John F. Kennedy on 11/22/63. And this one, anything about Kennedy really fascinates me. And I was too when this happened in real life when Kennedy was assassinated. And I have memories of that event just because it was so traumatic for me as a 2-year-old. So definitely this one is special to me, and it is, I can't imagine that I will not choose to read that. Another one I chose last December was Diana Gabaldon's Written in My Own Heart's Blood. This is, what book number is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this is book 8. Yes, probably, of this series that I started so long ago. I got this far into it. I have not picked it up since I did the video in December. I would like to finish it. I do really need to get back to a synopsis or something so that I can kind of remember where I am, because I also could be conflating it with the television series that's on Star. So I don't want to do that. But this is, like I said, book 8. I'm not going to talk about much of what's happening because if you haven't gotten to book 8, then I don't want to spoil anything for you. There's one after this that I own that she's published so far, but I probably won't get to that one during Big Book Summer this year, but this one is. So 11/22/63 is without the book club stuff is 848 pages, double what Sue's requirement for Big Book Summer is. This one with the acknowledgments is 825. So these are both pretty significant in size. Another one on my list is The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. This was also in that video. And this is sci-fi kind of fantasy, 566 pages. So that would be a breath of fresh air after 11/22/63, right? But I think that that will go faster because I can read it on my Nook, but also I'm probably going to try to find an audio version of it too. But this one is about a library, and Evar is in the library, and Levira is also in this book. And at the time, I read you this little synopsis, but it says Evar has lived his whole life trapped within a vast library, older than empires and larger than cities. Levira has spent hers in a tiny settlement out on the dust where no one goes and nightmares stalk. The world has never noticed them. That's about to change. So there's a blurb that says, if you like dark, you will love Mark Lawrence. I really do want to get to this. I have book 2 because I think book 3 is out. So yes, and this came out. It's not terribly old. He's written a lot of books, by the way. Maybe should do a whole episode about him. This came out in 2023. So it's a backlist book too, as are these other two. That would make me happy. These two are also backlist, but were not in my big book video. This one is one that I've had on my shelves for a bit. This would also be a backlist, 532 pages. That's a Jodi Picoult, House Rules. I usually go through Jodi Picoult's pretty fast as well. This was a library copy, so it's not in the best of shape, and it's got that plastic coating on it. But this actually came from the Notre Dame High School Library. Not even joking with you. I think I must have gotten it in a little free library somewhere, but nevertheless, this one really interests me. I do like Jodi Picoult. She's very emotional for me. You know, the books I read by her have been incredible. 2010 was when this was published, but this is about a young boy named Jacob Hunt, and he's a teenager. He has Asperger's syndrome. And Jacob is fascinated with forensic analysis. And so he listens to police radios and, you know, really steps into this information that he's hearing on these channels. Because of that, he then goes on to the police and, you know, or reaches out to them and says, you know, I think this is what happened. I think that's what happened. So he's always trying to solve these crimes. But then something happens in their community and it looks like he might be guilty. So this is when things start to really pick up. And this synopsis sounds really, really good to me. And that's why I took it. It's not in the best shape, but that's why I decided I would take this out of the library because it really sounded good. And again, I think this is an older one of hers, but it says at the end of the synopsis, and over this small family, the soul-searing question looms, did Jacob commit murder? Gosh, I hope not, but we'll see. And then this one is one of my self-destruct books for this year. You know, I listed 10 of them, I think, and I have not really been focusing on those. And this one is also a little over 500 pages. We're at well, no, actually, it's not. 491. So this would be the shortest one of this stack. But My Lady Jane was written by 3 authors, Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is a YA about a queen named Jane. She's about to be married to King Edward, who is her cousin, and she's going to then become the Queen of England. It's comical, fantastical, romantical, an entirely true story of Lady Jane Grey, but not really. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't hurt me to read a different genre, and it might be really, really fun. It does have small print, but it's not as long. So that's a possibility. I even have a bookmark in here. Did I get this from Square Books? I might have. There's a Square Books bookmark. Square Books, Oxford, Mississippi. If you're ever down this way, you should visit. You're welcome, Square Books. Okay, that's my pile of possibilities. The only one that's not a possibility that I'm going to start no matter what is 11/22/63. The others, I may have to just figure that out when the time comes, but that's my list. Let me know if you're participating in Big Book Summer as well. And if you are, I would love to see what your TBR or pile of possibilities is. I know that there will be videos coming out, and of course, the official start date is May 23rd. Again, check out Sue's channel, check out Melinda's channel. They're both incredible humans and great readers, and I think you'll enjoy this experience. So join me if you'd like. I'd love to have you along in the group. And as always, happy reading. Bye.